Hey there, good people. Happy Thursday, happy Halloween, happy All Saints Day, and welcome back to Resilient Resolutions with your girl, Lady M. For the month of October, I have been addressing domestic violence because it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Today, I'm going to wrap it up with the survivor's journey. There is a process, there are stages that you go through after you decide to leave, after you actually leave, after you are away from what has become your normal, toxic, painful situation. And it mirrors a lot of trauma, symptoms, depression symptoms sometimes, and just unsafe, a feeling of being unsafe. And actually, that's one of the first stages is safety and stabilization. In my experience, I didn't have a problem with feeling safe in the world. I had a problem with feeling safe with people, trusting people, even people that I already knew and were already in my circle. I had also an issue with my discernment, trusting my discernment. I always believed that I had really good discernment and was a good judge of character, and then this happened. So it internally tainted my instinct to feel like I was using good discernment and judgment. And one thing to do is to not blame yourself. A lot of people in this phase blame themselves. If I would have made a different decision, or if I was more alert, how did this get past me? How did I miss the red flags? Manipulation is just that severe, that deep, that serious. So one way to help get through that is to not blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. You are not the reason. Your discernment is not the reason. Your judgment is not the reason. To get through feelings of feeling unsafe, you may notice things like someone reaching out to touch you in a gesture of sincerity or affection, and you're jumpy, you're nervous, and it's a real quick instant thing. It's something that you've never done before. Those are all results of being in that situation and leaving it. These are things that you will now notice and see in yourself, and as you notice those things, you can work to change that and understand that the new people aren't the unsafe people. You have removed yourself. You're free now. And you'll work through that. A lot of self-doubt, a lot of self-blame. Just try to get yourself, talk to yourself, rethink that. You're not to blame. You cannot be responsible for someone's action, and you did what you had to do to get away. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge that I feel unsafe, and I don't feel stable, and then take steps to heal that within yourself. Another phase that may be experienced after you have walked away is remembering your journey and mourning, remembering your pain, remembering the specific incidents, replaying what happened in your mind. You may close your eyes and see everything that happened in those moments. You remember every moment, every argument, every fight, every hit, everything. This is more like a grieving process, and if you go through it properly, it can cause healing. So I want to encourage you to not be afraid of that. Cry those tears. And a way that helped me was to actually talk about it. Put it in words. Talk to someone who makes you feel safe or comfortable. Talk to a professional if you don't feel comfortable talking, because it took me, I'll say, a few years after I left to comfortably speak on it. But I would write poetry, journal it. Just journal your thoughts. Journal what you're remembering. Journal how you're feeling at that moment. All of this will help you release all of that pain, all of those memories, and begin to move forward. So put it into words. Talk to someone, some kind of way, whatever way you can play with words to get it out. would be an awesome help as you're going through that phase. And then there's another phase of reconnection and integration. And this is the exciting phase. Yay! I'm free from this. I'm free. I now realize that it's not my fault. I recognize that the impact that the abuse had on it, that had on myself. I recognize that I was, and the key word here is was, a victim. And when you get to this phase, it kind of feels amazing. It's almost like a rebirth, a new life. Now you begin to redefine yourself and recreate your self-image and come out stronger. Believe it or not, you'll be stronger. You'll find a way to use your voice. You'll find a way to share your experience. You'll find a way to be an advocate or a mentor. These are things that can help you still suppress that, not suppress, but move forward from that pain, move forward from that trauma, and begin to step into your new life. This is the period where you'll begin to date, and you'll feel comfortable getting to know people, and you'll feel comfortable opening up and sharing yourself. You may have been dating, and you may feel like I'm out, I'm dating, I'm good. But if you really think about it, you may not have been opening up your heart. You may not have been sharing the deepest thoughts you have. You may not have been sharing who you really are. You may have been holding back some of who you are because you didn't trust. You were still afraid. You were stepping out there, but you still didn't trust. So once you get to this phase of reconnection and integration, it is so powerful and it feels so amazing. And I can't wait to hear somebody else's testimony of when they get to that period. So this is all I have for you all today. Love and light to you all. I encourage everyone who is still in that situation to just believe you can leave. If you have left, I commend you for taking such a huge step. You're brave, you're strong, and you will be fine. Have an awesome Thursday. Have a happy Halloween. And remember to wear your smile. It's your girl, Lady M. Thanks again for tuning in to Resilient Resolutions, and I'll see you all next Thursday.